Oh, Lordy. Okay, here to tell you about the changes to the job retention scheme that the Chancellor promised us a couple of weeks ago, and they were announced over the weekend, and they are horribly complicated. Okay, to avoid an overly narrative description of these, I've bullet pointed the main changes. You already know the rules from before, so I'm not going to go over those. Okay, let's just jump straight into it. First of all, the grants. They are going to change from the 1st of August, September, and October, just in chronological order, along with the other changes. From the 1st of July, there will be the flexible furlough. You'll be able to furlough people on a part time basis. From the 1st of August, you will be expected to meet the employer's national insurance contributions and the employer's pension contributions. From the 1st of September, you will have to pay an additional 10%. So you have to, of the 80% minimum, you have to pay 10% of that. And from the 1st of October, you have to pay 20% of that. At the end of October, it's good night Vienna on the job retention scheme. Funnily enough, no announcement on the cessation of the self-employed income support scheme. Watch this space. We'll have to look at that one, see if they do that one for a third time. Okay. Straddling. Morty Vicar. Okay, this happens because the rules change at the beginning of each month, as I've just described. And if you have a furlough clear period that straddles a month end, you've got to split that in two. The smart thing to do, obviously, though, is to have an extended furlough period or claim from the one just before the one at the month end. So, if, for example, if you've got a furlough period starting on the 28th of July, don't run that through the 1st of August. Just extend the claim that you've got in hand up to the 31st of July and have a nice clinical divide to the month end. Okay, deadlines for these. The deadlines. Okay, under the existing JRS scheme, you must finish your claims off by the 31st of July. And for obvious reasons, you can't make claims under the new scheme until the 1st of July. Prepaid day claims. This is where you guys have been making a claim before the wages payment date, so you get the money in the account. Was 14 days, continues to be so. So if you're paying people on the 28th of July, the earliest you can actually make a furlough claim is the 14th. Claims per period continues as well. You can only make one. This is for if you've got monthly salaried people and weekly paid. So if you had and bearing in mind that the new scheme, I'll come on to in a moment, gives you a minimum of 1 week furlough claims. If you had a claim to make, say, between the 1st of August and the 7th of August, and then you had monthly paid people, again, paid from the 1st of August to the 31st of August, you'd be claiming twice for that, or at least you'd be making a claim twice for the 1st to the 7th, once in the monthly, once in the weekly. You got to wait till the end of August to claim for the whole lot. The minimum claim period, as I just said a moment ago, was 3 weeks, wasn't it? You had to furlough people for 3 weeks, and you can make a claim every 3 weeks. Now you can make a claim once a week. And for obvious reasons, because of the flexible part-time nature of the employment from the 1st of July, there's no minimum furlough period for the employees. It can be as little as a day. Let's talk about those qualifying employees. As I said before, they cannot join the scheme unless the second scheme, unless they've been in the first scheme. And by reminder, if you hadn't got new people into the scheme by the 10th of June, and therefore the full 3 week minimum qualification period before the 30th of June, they can't join. Also, the number of employees that you can have claiming for any one point in time under the new scheme can't be more than they were under the old scheme. So if you had 15 employees and you'd say 5 of them continued to work and you furloughed 10, and when the new rules come round, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to make things a lot fairer. You can all be furloughed and work part-time, though. You can't, because the maximum you can have is 10. The logic of that, I'm struggling to understand, to be honest with you. The way that you're going to deal with these, with the claims in having flexible part-time hours, is that you will list on your claim the usual hours for that employee, less the hours that they've worked, and therefore the furloughed hours. There's a couple of aspects on legalities of hours worked per the pay slips, and the wages cap continues the same. I'm not going to go into that detail. I'm actually just going to give you a link to this detail that I've got here along with this video, and jump onto my website, onto our COVID-19 page to get an update there. So in conclusion, yeah, they are complicated, and I do pity anybody in the payroll department at my place that's doing these claims. Thankfully, not me, and you guys are really going to be up against it in dealing with these changes. But try and keep them simple. Have that clinical cut-off at the end of each month, and you'll do yourself a favour. Make sure you keep your accurate records as well, and you've got to keep those for 6 years. And bearing in mind the potential fraud that they think is going to be going on here, you could well be asked to produce these randomly at a future date. Make sure you keep hold of those. And there are going to be penalties if you get them wrong. So really got to approach this in a meticulous way. Those penalties are between 30 and 100% of the overclaim or the incorrect claim that you may have done. That the difference between 30 and 100 depends on how they find out the nature of the discovery that you've made a mistake. If you do make a mistake, if you have overclaimed, you can actually correct that in a subsequent furlough claim. There's a box that you can tick to say that you're making a correction for an overclaim. If you've underclaimed and you want some more money, you can't put it in the next furlough claim. You've got to call the Inland Revenue, and the numbers on these sheets that I'm going to give you a link to as well. As soon as the Chancellor makes any more significant updates, I will try and explain those to you in a similar way. And I've popped some examples on here as well. Actually, I forgot to mention links to the Inland Revenue's website, where they've got quite voluminous examples as to how to deal with all of these complex rules. So for now, if you've got any questions around this, I'm sure you will do, get in touch with the office. We'd be happy to help you. For now, hope you're all keeping well, and bye-bye.